For several years, we wanted to grow garlic, but the fall would roll around, life would feel full, we'd be a little burnt out from our garden, and we just never made it a priority. But then one year we did, and we grew garlic, and it was awesome. And now we will never go back. And so we're going to share with you just how easy it is to plant, harvest, cure, and store garlic for the whole year ahead. So I don't know about you, but for me, planting garlic, and I think this is one of the reasons that it took us a little while to actually go for it, is garlic just felt like a next level thing. Like, we had been gardeners for quite a while, growing tomatoes and squash and cucumbers and all the normal garden things, but growing garlic just felt like this, next level, like real farmers plant garlic sort of thing, and I just wondered, can we do this?
Yeah, and I think part of why it feels that way is because you actually plant garlic in the fall, and then it overwinters, pops up in the spring, and then you harvest it kind of early in the next growing season. And so planting garlic, so the time frame for us, it's pretty flexible. You'll want to check your growing zone and kind of what's recommended. We plant generally like mid to late October, all the way into like early November is.
We're in zone 5B.
We're zone 5B, yeah. So we've planted as late as like early November, pretty late into the season, and it did just fine. Mm-hmm. And so to plant little cloves of garlic, right, they're kind of in that little teardrop shape with the point.
Well, maybe we should, garlic seed is an actual clove of garlic.
Yeah. You're literally just taking, your whole bulb of garlic, separating it into the cloves, and then you plant each one of those cloves, turns into a garlic plant, and grows its own bulb of garlic the next year.
Yeah, and just a little note on purchasing garlic seed. So you can purchase garlic cloves, garlic seed, from any, normal seed retailer out there. For us, what we actually did was we just reached out to local farms in the area to see if anyone had basically garlic cloves from the previous year that they were willing to sell us, and that worked great. So we were able to just find a local farm who grew organic garlic, buy garlic cloves from them, and that's what we planted. And then we have just continued to use that same seed every year from the garlic that we grew.
Yeah, local farms is definitely a good way to go to get garlic seed. But so planting it, you're going to plant it in, kind of a tilled and prepped bed. You plant it about 3 inches deep, about 6 inches apart, each little clove of garlic, and you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna put that pointy side up, and so kind of the teardrop, the rounded side goes down into the ground. Cover it back over with soil. As we prep our beds, we've generally added a layer of compost in and just kind of worked that into the soil, and that's worked really well. The garlic's always grown great with the added compost and nutrients that offers. So then after, you've got your whole bed planted and all each clove is covered back over with about 3 inches of soil, you're going to want to mulch on top of that. And so you can use various things to mulch. Most commonly what's used is straw, and you'll put anywhere from like 4 to 6 inch layer of straw on top of that bed of garlic. And then what that helps do is trap in heat over the winter so it doesn't get too frozen in the ground there. And then also in the spring, that's going to be a good weed barrier. This past year, we did very little mulching on top of our garlic bed, if any at all. I think we just ran out of straw, and so it didn't really get mulched. And we had a ton of weeds. It was like a jungle, but our garlic still grew great. It was awesome.
Beautiful clothes.
Yeah. But mulching is definitely going to make your life easier come the next, growing season.
Yep. So then what happens after you plant it? You leave it in the ground. You don't touch it. You don't think about it. And then come spring, you'll see it starting to pop up. You might see it. So like this past year, we had a really warm fall. And so we actually started to see the shoots pop up in like December.
Something like, I remember seeing them
late November, early December already coming up. But it's okay. Like, just don't stress about it. It's okay. Just let them be. Don't mess with it. But, for the most part, you'll see them come up in the spring. And then for us, it's going to depend on where you live. But by June, you'll start to see, along with the stems, you'll see garlic scapes pop up. So the thin garlic scapes. And so you want to make sure you remove the garlic scapes when they're all popped up. And the reason for that is, one, they're awesome to harvest and then use in cooking. They taste garlicky and delicious, and use them in whatever you're making. But then two, you need to make sure you remove those garlic scapes, because removing them is going to help the plant, instead of focusing its energy on going up into this garlic scape, it's going to focus its energy on going down and growing you a nice big bulb of garlic. And we actually made this mistake one year. I didn't get to harvesting I think it was the first year we grew garlic. I only harvested about half of the garlic scapes, and our garlic was not very big that year.
Well, there was like a really distinct, you could tell which ones the scapes were harvested from, because those ones were big. The ones that the scapes didn't get harvested from, they were like little. Tiny little bulbs.
Yeah. So harvest the scapes, and then so we usually do that in June, and then about 4 weeks after that, so for us it's usually mid-July, is when we harvest our garlic. And so to harvest your garlic, you're just like any root vegetable, like an onion, you're gently getting in there. Garlic scapes pull out garlic bulbs pull out pretty easily, so you probably won't really need a shovel. I think I just do this with my hands. Pull it out, just gently work it out, and that's it. That's how you harvest garlic cloves.
Sometimes they can be a little stubborn. You might need like a little spade or something to dig it out, loosen it up a little bit, but they come out pretty easily for the most part. And then you're going to want to cure. Before you just store them, they really need time to cure. And so what we do for this is, so there's two different types of garlic, like main types. There's a lot of different varieties of garlic, but two main types. There's soft neck garlic, and then there's hard neck garlic. We always grow a hard neck garlic, and how we kind of cure that is we just put it into like harvest bins that have like the holes on the side that are breathable, and we just kind of layer them in there. We don't overcrowd it, and we just put that in our basement and let them cure for a couple weeks to even a couple months before they're kind of ready.
3 to 4 weeks should be fine, though.
Yeah, a few weeks to cure them for long-term storage. Soft neck garlic oftentimes gets hung. This is where you'll see like the fancy like braided garlic like stems and stuff. And then you hang those to cure. But I mean, you could hang probably either variety, but that's generally how they go. And so we cure those for about a month roughly, until they're ready for storage. And then to store them, you basically just peel. So first, I guess you cut off the stem from it, kind of near the base of the bulb. And then you just peel off the outside like layer or two, basically to kind of clean it up, get the dirt off, get the outside layer off, and then your garlic is really just ready for storage. And you can store it. We store it in our basement. It's a nice, cool, kind of dark, dry spot. You can put it like in a bin. That's often what we do. Just keep them in those storage bins. You could also do like a brown paper bag or something that's going to be somewhat breathable. But also dry, cool, dark for your garlic to store the longest. And I mean, we've really stored it the full next year until we're harvesting next year's garlic. We always have garlic for the full year up until then.
Yep. And so I think a few of the reasons why we just love growing garlic is, one, garlic is expensive. Buying a bunch of garlic from farmers, it is not a cheap crop to purchase. It's expensive. And so before we grew our own garlic, I would rarely buy garlic. I would mainly just stick to using like granulated, powdered garlic, and it just does not have the same taste and flavor that fresh garlic has. And so I have just loved having an abundance of garlic to be able to use for all of our culinary purposes. I feel like it has just taken our cooking to the next level, and I don't feel bad about, because it's an expense, I don't feel bad about buying it or using it because we just have it. And that's just really, really a fun, nice thing to have. In addition to all the amazing culinary benefits, there's also just all the awesome medicinal and health benefits that garlic offers. And so garlic is known for being just really good for the immune system. It's helpful in aiding white blood cell production. And so it's just, you'll often hear people saying that they take, some chopped up raw garlic and maybe some honey when they feel a cold coming on because of those immune boosting properties. Or we like to make a fire cider every year, so that's like an apple cider vinegar concoction with garlic and a bunch of other powerful foods that it's just a really awesome concoction that we've found that helps just kind of curb colds when you notice them coming on. And so garlic is just really beneficial for fighting off those things. It's also all your antibacterial, antimicrobial, antiseptic, has all of those properties as well. So it makes it effective in helping to fight off infection. What we like to do is if we notice that our kids, if they start complaining that their ear hurts, we just say lay down, we stick a garlic clove in their ear, and it has done the trick every single time. We've never had to go any farther than putting a garlic clove in their ear, and the complaints always have died down. So there are just so many reasons why garlic is just a really easy crop to grow, but really awesome to have for both the health, medicinal, as well as culinary purposes. And just one quick note on using garlic for cooking is when you're cooking with garlic, you want to make sure after you chop your garlic up that you let it sit for about 10 minutes before heating your garlic. And so what this does is it allows the compound, which is like the main health promoting compound in garlic called allicin, it allows that compound to build up. And if you don't give it that 10 minutes to sit before heating it, all of the allicin is destroyed. And you do not get all of those awesome health benefits. But by allowing like all the allicin to build up in those 10 minutes, then you're getting all of the awesome health benefits in cooking with garlic that it has to offer. And so just keep that one in mind too.
Pro tip for you.
Yeah, pro tip.
Garlic is really amazing. We love growing it. We love having it around to use. And we're right in October now, so we're in that window where you can go plant your own garlic for this year, enjoy it next year. And so don't be intimidated by it. Go track down a farmer locally with some garlic, get it in the ground. And thanks so much for watching today, and we'll see you next time.